Hi, everyone. My name's Comfy Catboy, and I'm about to read every Adult Swim show that has ever aired, going in chronological order. So here we go. We're going to start off with home movies. This is such a wild show because the first 5 episodes aired on YouTube. It says right here, it gives me a little memory jog. This show got canceled extremely quickly. I think it was like originally it had this real squiggle vibe and it was kind of hard to look at. But then Adult Swim like bought the rights to it and they did away with the squiggleness. And it's one of the funniest shows that's ever been made. I love it. Last aired only a few years ago? That's wild. All right, next up we have The Brack Show. Um, Apparently this only last aired a year ago. I'm not gonna read these. These are kind of crazy, but I don't know like what this means. Stealth premiered in 2000. I don't know what that means. Stealth premiered. I feel like I've seen this show, but space coming up, we'll see the show that I actually watch more of. Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law. Aired right at the end of 2000, not 2020. Oh my God. C-Lab 2021. Now this Harvey Birdman and C-Lab were kind of like the uh the flagship shows of Adult Swim, and home movies helped too, but like this and then Space Ghost Coast to Coast, which will come next, were the original shows, and I guess the Brack show too, but um, they just took old cartoons and reanimated them and redubbed them, and it was like amazing. Um, that doesn't seem like a novel concept. This show takes place in the past, also, just by the way. Um, for what it's worth. They also got a lot of anime. Cowboy Bebop aired on Adult Swim. You couldn't really watch anime on TV, like except for a few cases. And Adult Swim and then Cartoon Network's Toonami really kind of paved the way for anime as we know it. Rats off to you, Cowboy Bebop. We got Aqua Teen Hunger Force, same vein as C-Lab. I think this is an original thing, but it's the same kind of animation quality. The characters are a milkshake, a thing of fries, and a meatball. What do you want? That's crazy. Baby Blues was another one of these shows, very similar to home movies, where it aired, I guess, on the WB, and then it got picked up. Um, I don't know if they made new episodes of Baby Blues or if they just kind of aired the first date. They did that a lot. They just picked up canceled shows that were funny and just ran those episodes, but they didn't like make new ones like they did with home movies. Home movies was a special case, and it deserves it. Yu Yu Hakusho. If you have not watched Yu Yu Hakusho, it is definitely worth watching. I'm pretty sure it's on Hulu. It might be on Crunchyroll too. This is the same guy who makes Hunter x Hunter, who wrote Hunter x Hunter. This show kind of this show had the Dark Tournament arc, and that paved the way for so many other anime shows to just have a tournament arc. Like no joke. Like this show is like, hey, what if we had people fighting in a tournament? And everyone's like, oh, I gotta do that. Very good. There's only 4 seasons. It's the as a 4 season show. It's got it's really fun. It has a lot of good moments. It is as an entire body of work. A little bit of a mess, but like if you kind of ignore that, then it's beautiful. Pilot Candidate, which I have no idea what this is at all. Dub version of the Candidate for Goddess. I've never heard of this. I don't know what this is. Mobile Suit Gundam 0083 Stardust Memory. Perhaps I saw some of this. I don't know. Outlaw Star. This was another show kind of in the wake of Cowboy Bebop. This is a different sort of a vibe than Bebop. Bebop's kind of it sits in sort of science fiction ultimately. But this sort of is more of a science fantasy kind of a show. You got a gun, you put a capsule in it, it just shoots a big thing, and there's like magic and cat girls and Tenchi Muyo. This isn't the first harem anime, but it's the first one that I ever saw. Tenchi was like, hey, what are all these beautiful girls doing around me? And then he doesn't date any of them. The end. That's the whole show. I hope you like it. And then there's a rabbit cat creature that's very cute called Ryo Oki. The Rocky and Bullwinkle show. This is like reruns. The Popeye show is reruns. They did a lot of this stuff. Yo, Mission Hill ruled. Mission Hill was so cool. Um, it was like I feel like this show would do really well now, but this is one of those ones I was talking about where it got canceled. And there's not very many episodes. I guess there's just I don't know if there's an entire season or what, but like it's just like an adult cartoon. It's not like adult, but it's for adults, So that really wasn't in 2002. Nobody cared about this. This didn't exist except for The Simpsons. Um, and it's a shame because the show is really quite good. Tenchi Universe, just another version of Tenchi Muyo. They have a million different Tenchis, but so they go to space at some point. I don't know. Mobile Suit Gundam. I think this one is one that people really like. The Oblongs. This show starred Will Ferrell, and the whole plot of this show was that like the whole family was like they were all like mutants and they were all messed up. Like I think Will Ferrell had a character who he played a character who didn't have any arms or legs, but he just kind of hopped around and like everybody had like deformities from the toxic sludge you see here in the picture. It kind of had like it sort of had like a class observation kind of a thing because I feel like it's kind of like that movie Parasite, right? Parasite, yeah. It's kind of like, oh, they live at the bottom of the hill, and the rich people who do not have deformities live at the top of the hill, kind of thing. Inuyasha, yo, if you were into anime at this time, you were watching Inuyasha. Um, it just that's just the long and the short of it. Inuyasha Kagome, classic. The Ripping Friends. This looks very Ren and Stimpy. This feels like the Ren and Stimpy guy, but um, I don't know anything about this. Are they ripping farts? Is that what it is? Mobile Suit Gundam 0080 War in the Pocket. Is it? This feels like a movie. But that was in 2002, I guess. Futurama. They got all the Futurama reruns, and this similar because they got Family Guy later on too. They had all 4 seasons of Family Guy, and they got, I guess this would have been 4 seasons too. And this show has been canceled and brought back now twice, or I guess 3 times, depending on how you look at it. It's a great show. This is some of the best. This is my favorite kind of humor where it's all character based. The Simpsons is the same thing. Like the stuff that's happening doesn't matter as much as how funny the characters are and how well kind of like actualized they are. Lupin the Third. I don't remember this being on Adult Swim, but I guess that it was. This is a fun show. Rain the Conqueror. I don't know what that is at all. Moving on. The Venture Brothers. Ooh, this was my absolute favorite show for a very long time. I have never finished. I'm not up to date on this, and now after 20 years, it's gotten canceled. I think they're gonna finish it off with some movies. But at this time, those movies aren't out, and I'm also like, I haven't seen more than a few seasons because the pacing of releasing the show is like you'd have like maybe 5 years in between a season. It's not really an easy show to kind of they didn't make it easy to continue to stay interested. But wowie zowie, like if you like, if you've seen the on HBO Max or just Max, the Harley Quinn animated show, this that is pulling all of its inspiration from the Venture Brothers, who did it first. They did it first. It's just like what if superheroes and supervillains were real, and then like, but like everything's written as if like real life kind of thing, which is sort of hard to describe, but it just makes everything way more ridiculous. Trigun rules. This is the original Trigun. I know there's a remake. I personally really hated the remake. I went in with an open mind. I think we gave it like a good 5 episodes, but it just got Netflixed. So I don't know. I don't know what they want from us. Here we go. Here are Family Guy. I guess eventually they got up to season 15, but then something else happened. But they reran the first 4 seasons or whatever of Family Guy forever. And everybody loved it. And then they brought it back, and it will never leave ever again. It's crazy to think that that's how it went down. Android Cicader. This feels like a a classic anime, but I don't know anything about this. Kaketaro won the animation, same deal. The Big O, which is a very funny name for a title, but it's a big robot anime with anime Batman and an android girl. I remember, I feel like I would like this show more now. I didn't really like it when it was like on Cartoon Network. Fooly Cooly. This show rules. There's only 6 episodes. It's extremely strange. And they made new seasons of it in the last 5 years, but those were pretty bad, is my understanding. I never saw them, but the original 6 episodes of Fooly Cooly are weird, and I love them very dearly. Blue Gender, I've never seen it, but I guess something happened with it on my birthday. Huzzah! Witch Hunter Robin. This was another popular one, but I didn't see this. Wolf's Rain was really interesting. It was like a bunch of people they weren't werewolves, but they could turn into wolves. So, I mean, maybe they were werewolves. I don't know. It's been a long time. But this one, if I remember correctly, a lot of anime back in this era, they just got their 26 episodes, and then that was just it. So a lot of shows in this era just ended unceremoniously. Like, I feel like we were building up to some sort of a conclusion, but the manga was just still going, I guess. So they just kind of ended it. And a lot of shows that happened tragically to a lot of shows in this era. So there's like just unfinished shows because they only got, contracted to do like one 26 episode season or whatever, the 213s or whatever. Case Closed. It is still going. They are still making Case Closed, and I honestly couldn't be happier about it. Because this show is lovely. I love it. Who doesn't love a murder mystery? Don't lie. Don't type in the comments that you don't like a murder mystery. You'd be lying. I'm telling you. We got Stroker and Hoop. This was like a meme on like buddy cop shows. But also they had a talking car. It was very ridiculous. I remember liking this show, but I don't. I'm sure it probably doesn't hold up. You know what I mean? Ooh, Full Metal Alchemist. Ooh, baby, 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 baby. Full Metal Alchemist this isn't Brotherhood. I haven't watched Brotherhood, and I know I need to at some point, but the first 3 seasons of this, while they were still working off of what the manga had before they ran out of manga, is some of the best TV I've ever seen. It's like insane. I love it. Ghost in the Shell standalone complex. I think a lot of people really hold this show near and dear to their hearts, but when I tried to watch it, I could not get into it at all. Maybe now I would, but not then. Oh, Perfect Hair Forever. This wasn't really like a show. It might have turned into a show later, but it was kind of just a series of specials that were so bizarre. It's been this long since I've seen it, I guess. But I remember really liking these. I remember thinking it was really funny. I'm sure it doesn't hold up now, but ooh, and then we got these kind of shows. The Super Milk Chan show. I think this is technically anime. I think this is a Japanese show that was supposed to be weird already for a Japanese audience, and then America got it, and they're like, this show's like extra weird. Like, what do you mean? There's like the double layers of it. Tom Goes to the Mayor. This is the first Tim and Eric, joint. This is the first show they ever made, and it's wild to me because everybody knows who Tim and Eric is at this point. But I asked one of my friends about it. I made a Tom Goes to the Mayor reference, and they didn't know what I was talking about. So it's been too long. I think we should go back to Tom Goes to the Mayor. We should bring it back. Bring it back. American Dad. I guess I don't. This didn't originally air on Adult Swim. This must have been on Fox. Yeah, they must have just also had a deal to run the American Dad episodes on Cartoon Network. On Adult Swim. Robot Chicken. This show was a classic. Seth Green made a television show, and it's all stop motion with little posable doll people. It's not claymation, but it's like stop motion. I think it was all real, but it's also kind of herky jerky. It's not like smooth like a movie would be, but it's a comedy show. It doesn't need to be. And it looked. I don't know what the Bob Clampett show is, but it looked like Robot Chicken looks like what this looks like, so I'm sure it's similar. Squidbillies. This was a show about squid hillbillies. This was such a weird show. Um, a lot of these are just like, how weird a show can we make? And they just went with, they would just like go for it. And this was one of those. I don't think it had a lot of episodes, but it was very strange. I have no recollection of what Toon Heads is. Oh, yo, Samurai Champloo, though? Oh, baby. So this was a samurai show that took place in, feudal Japan, I guess, by the same people who, I think by the same writer or showrunner as Cowboy Bebop, who I can't find it now. You know him. This deserves a rewatch from me, so saith I, Comfy Catboy. Um, all right, coming up next, we got Paranoia Agent. This is a must watch. If you okay, so this is the only I think it's the only show written and show ran by Satoshi Kon, who um did a ton of stuff. It's called Paprika. Tokyo Godfathers, a ton of other things. I think Perfect Blue, I think is Satoshi Kon also, and a few other things. He tragically passed a while back, like kind of way before his prime. But like, this is one of the best shows I've ever seen. It's just 13 episodes, and then it's over, and it's supposed to be over. And it's really cool. S. Cryed, I feel like I saw lots of stuff about this show, but I never watched it, and I don't remember a single thing about it. So sorry. 12-ounce mouse was very strange. It was just like a rude little mouse that went on adventures, and that's all I remember about it. He was just rude and he swore a lot, I think. Cartoon Planet. I feel like this was kind of tied into the Space Ghost stuff, but I don't really remember what this was. Neon Genesis Evangelion, I guess, aired on. It says it did. I don't remember this being on there, but okay. This is also an excellent show. Watch Evangelion, but don't watch the Netflix dub. It's worse than the original dub. Lucy, the daughter of the devil. I don't. So a lot of these shows, I feel like I would just watch because they were new shows, and I was like, wow, yay. But I don't remember that it was good. Yo, I will say, I'm pretty sure that I can't remember his name at this moment, but Bob from Bob's Burgers, who was also in Home Movies as Coach McGurk, plays the devil in this show. I'm pretty sure that that's correct. Gigantor is an old anime, I think. They must have got the rights to that. The Boondocks, yo, the Boondocks rules. This was a show that they took like a comic strip from the newspaper and then made a show that was like very like adult and dealt with a lot of like like it was a I don't want to say it was an intense show. It was very funny, but it also just sort of dealt with a lot of topics that I think shows were not dealing with at this time. And that was really cool. They should make a reboot of this or a redo. That'd be amazing. Minora Team, I don't know anything about this show. The animation show, I don't know anything about. 3 shorts aired for one night only. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't remember that for sure. Moral Oral. So we're starting to get to the era where these are shows like I haven't really seen. But I have seen Moral Oral. I remember being kind of off put by this show. But in the last couple years, I watched I watched an hour and a half documentary about why this show is like actually insane and really, really good. Um, and I wish I remembered who made that video, but you should check it out if you find it. I think it's like it's at least an hour. It's pretty long. Because this show only got 3 seasons and then it got canceled because it was doing this really cool thing where like every episode was effectively self-contained, but there was kind of a lot of like world building that they were doing really subtly that started to matter more and more, but it was always there. And I say world building, but it's kind of just character building is really what I mean. Um, just between everybody's like kind of backstories and how everybody, it's like this weird. It's hard to describe this show because it's a comedy, but I feel like I was probably off put by this first season because it was like it's sort of intentionally kind of off putting. Um, but I feel like I would like to watch this again. But I gotta go all in. The Gary Coleman Show. Never seen it, but it is a cartoon. The Super Globetrotters. I'm pretty sure this is the same deal. Chuck Norris Karate Commandos. Never seen that. Mr. T. Never seen that, but it's TVG. These look like they probably bought these shows. Maybe? I'm not sure. Eureka 7. This is an anime. I think it's a mecha anime. I haven't seen it. Saved by the Bell. Aired as part of the crappy 1980s live action TV show network Stunt. Okay, it looks like they aired for 10 days only, 2006. Pee-wee's Playhouse. They got a lot of rights to stuff. Oh, Pee-wee's Playhouse is great. Metalocalypse. Now, yeah, okay, so this is actually the start of kind of where I fell off a little bit. So we'll see kind of what my knowledge is. People really, really love Metalocalypse, and this is the same people that made home movies, but it's about a metal band now. And I don't know. I guess I just wasn't really watching a lot of TV around this time anymore. For whatever reason. So I never got into this. Shin-chan is kind of also an institution a little bit. He's just a very rude little boy. And that's that. He's just still, I don't know if they're still making Shin-chan or not, but I feel like everybody kind of knows about Shin-chan. Trinity Blood, this certainly looks like an anime, but I don't know what it is. Bleach. Bleach is very divisive. I feel like people really, really liked Bleach a lot when it was new. And then a lot of those people kind of just kept watching it when it became kind of bad. Frisky Dingo, I think, was also pretty popular, but I didn't watch this. Smoking Gun TV. I have no earthly idea what this is at all. Voltron, the original Voltron? This is like the old Voltron from the 80s, or I think, yeah. They had a show called Assy McGee where it was like he was like a butt. He was just like a butt with legs, and he had a gun, I think. He was a cop. But he was a butt, and that was like he didn't have like eyes on his butt. He was just a butt, and that was it. His name was Assy McGee. Tim and Eric, awesome show, comma, great job. I think this is a lot of people's introduction to Tim and Eric, because I really, really liked Tim and Eric, Tom Goes in the Mirror. But I guess, I don't know. It was popular enough to give them more shows, but I feel like people don't remember that. They remember a lot of the skits from this. Saul of the Mole Men, excuse me, was, I think, also a pretty popular one, but I never saw this. I don't know anything about this. I would presume he's of the Mole Men, you see. Blood Plus. That looks like an anime. I don't know what that is at all. Super Jail. Super Jail was really cool. I feel like Super Jail didn't do very well. I don't feel like it got more than a season. That might be wrong. It was extremely bloody. Like they were just constantly be like offing the people in the Super Jail like left and right, in a very casual way, kind of like Rick and Morty does now. I feel like, where it's just like, oh, you just see some like horrific, violence, but like it's for fun, it's for comedy. And maybe that was off-putting in like 2007, I guess. The Dinky Crow Show. I feel like I recognize this crow, but I don't know what this is at all. Fat guy stuck in the internet. No clue. Astro Boy. This isn't the first anime, but this is one of the first anime. Well, is it the first? I'm not sure if this is the. I don't know. Ooh, I don't know. People really love Astro Boy. It's also an institution, but it's just old now. Death Note. Ooh, baby. Death Note was a lot of people's introduction to anime. I don't really think I need to say a lot about Death Note. You probably know about Death Note. I don't need to tell you. Xavier, Renegade Angel. That same friend who hadn't seen Tom Goes to the Mayor, sang the praises of this show, and this is a really weird one. They weren't really making a lot of 3D shows for TV yet. This was kind of like in the beginning of that time. And this one was extremely ugly and horrifying on purpose. I think he had backwards knees. I don't know if you can really see that, but I think he's facing to the right, but his knees go back to the left. I think that's right. Garth Marenghi's Dark Place. I don't know what this is at all. Delocated. No clue. Code Geass. Lelouch of the Rebellion. This show I've tried to watch. People really, really like this show. I thought it was going to be like Death Note, and it kind of was. The episodes I watched were they delved into kind of too silly for me. I like silly, but I don't like silly if it's a serious show. You know what I mean? So I feel like maybe it got better, but I felt like the tone was just sort of off. But I know people really like this show, so I don't know. I'd be down to give it another shot, I guess. Uh, Moribito, Guardian of the Spirit. No idea what this is. The Extacles. Okay, only 2 episodes were produced before 70/30 Productions shut down. Adult Swim declined to fund any more episodes after the first 2. What is this? No clue. The Clerks TV show. Oh my goodness. This show aired. It might have been on ABC originally, something like that. One of the main cable networks. They made an animated show off of Kevin Smith's Clerks, and it was really funny, but they just advertised it weird. And I think there's only 6 episodes that got made before it got canceled. And so you could buy these 6. So I think they only aired 2 episodes on ABC before canceling it. So I'm sure Adult Swim kind of just bought this up and played it a little bit. But there was only 6 episodes. The PJs was also this is this show probably came out in the very late 90s. I feel like this is earlier than the 2000s. But this was also like a stop motion show. That I remember watching this, but not on Adult Swim. King of the Hill, it's still airing, thank goodness. I guess it left for a while, for a few years. King of the Hill. What do I need to say about King of the Hill? Watch it. It's the best show ever, probably. It might be the best show of all time. I don't know. It's better than The Simpsons, I'll tell you that. Look Around You. No clue what this is. Star Wars: The Clone Wars. This is pretty well loved, but I've never really watched it. I'm not real big into Star Wars. The Mighty Boosh. Now this, I didn't realize this was Adult Swim, but this is a show that people really, really like. A lot of people, this show sort of, you know how some shows can kind of become a person's whole personality for a while. This was that show for a lot of people, I think, and it just did not resonate with me. Anytime I've tried to consume Noel Fielding's stuff, it just doesn't. It's just not for me. People really love it, and I'm very glad for them, but I couldn't connect with this. The Rising Sun, no clue what this is. The Office UK, I guess they got to reruns of The Office. Titan Maximum, I don't know what that is either. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, this is the one I was talking about before. Have not seen it. Check it out with Dr. Steve Brule. I love this actor whose name I can't remember at this time, but he was. Listen, I'm on my resurgence of watching the movie Walk Hard, which stars this actor. He was in Step Brothers 2. What's his name? Oh my god, I can't remember. But he was the other stepbrother that wasn't Will Ferrell. And I love him to pieces, even though I'm blanking on his name at this time. But I never really watched this show, but I'm sure I really would have liked it quite a bit. Because I feel like this started as a skit from Tim and Eric, but then he got his own show, I think. I'm not 100% on that. Kakaishi. I have no clue what this is. Neighbors from Hell, TBS series, one-off airing as a sneak peek. Okay, I don't know what this is. Mary Shelley's Frankenhole. No clue. Created by Dino Stampanopoulos. No clue. Children's Hospital. I think this was like an absurdist. I mean, a lot of these are absurdist comedy shows, but this was like a live action thing that pretend they played it really straight, but everything that happened was ridiculous. I think, but I never watched it. Off the air. Uh, sure. Okay. I don't know. God, the Devil, and Bob. I watched this show also, but it didn't do very well. Episodes 1 through 4 appeared on NBC in 2000 before being canceled. Yeah, so they must have just bought 4 episodes or however many episodes. Mongo Wrestling Alliance. No clue what this is. Eagleheart. No clue. Soul Quest Overdrive. No clue. Durarara. Isn't this the show with the girl, the motorcycle girl, and she's got cat ears, but like she doesn't have a head or something? I don't know. Um, NTSF SD SUV. This looks like a show that's similar to Children's Hospital, like a meme on procedural cop shows. China, Illinois. All right, everybody sit down. Everybody shut up for 1 sec for a second, please. Um, China, Illinois, was Brad Neely's. They finally gave him a TV show. I want to say that this show. I wish it got a better shot. Because it started off as like a little. Because the thing with Adult Swim, right, is that some of these shows were half-hour shows, and some of these shows were like little 11, 12-minute shows, like a 15-minute show. Um, so so they could get more shows and have less episodes of a show in a season or whatever, right? So this started off as a 15-minute show, but at some point they switched it to a 30-minute show, which kind of let the stories breathe a little more. I feel like they would kind of have these really intense, chaotic little 11-minute episodes, which certainly that can do, like Steven Universe and um, a lot of shows like that are following that format, right? Where maybe you get a block of TV, but it's a half hour, but you have two, 11-minute episodes. So that was like this, except um, I love Brad Neely to pieces. He made a bunch of shorts on old internet websites that do not exist anymore. Um, and he just had such a style, and I don't really know what he's doing now. He had another show on here that I wish they had named anything else, because we're gonna get there and I'm gonna look at it and I'm still not gonna be 100% how to pronounce it, which is really pretty terrible for branding. So I don't know why he do things like this. The Heart, She Holler. This also feels like another live action, like romantic drama kind of a show. Loiter Squad, no clue. Dragon Ball Z, I guess, started airing around this time. That's cool. Mobile Suit Gundam Wing. Gundam Wing was the Gundam that I watched, but it was on Toonami. I watched it on Toonami and not on Adult Swim. Blue Submarine number 6. No clue. It's an anime though. Wow, the Eric Andre show is this old? I've never like I've only seen clips of this show. I've never watched it on TV. Um, very funny. Eric Andre is like absurdly funny. I don't know if he was a celebrity before this show or not. I don't know if this show made him famous or not. Dead Man Wonderland. I feel like I've heard that name, but I don't know what this is. Cassern Sins. No clue. Black Dynamite. No clue. Samurai 7? I don't think I've heard of that. The Restless Bell. No idea. The Cleveland Show. I don't think anybody likes the Cleveland Show. Right? Am I right? Am I wrong? Why did they give him a show? Why did they do that? Symbiotic Titan, no clue. Thundercats. Oh, the 2011 Thundercats. I've never seen this, but people seem to like it. This show is called Your Hole. Okay. Tenchi Muyo GXP. Another harem, just another one. Infomercials. Maybe this is just a blank check for all the different one-offs they did. Naruto in 2012, really? Originally on Cartoon Network, first run ended on 2014. Interesting. That's wild. No, that can't. That must be. I feel like this was on Toonami. This must have been on Toonami because this show is much younger than 2012. That's interesting. I don't know. Newsreaders, no clue. Soul Eater. I really want to see this show. It's supposed to be pretty good. Your pretty face is going to hell. I don't know what that is. IGPX, no clue. One Piece, interesting. Um, they got Bob's Burgers on Adult Swim. That's fun. Sword Art Online. I feel like Sword Art Online was the anime that sailed 1,000 ships or whatever. Like people got into anime because of Sword Art and because of One Punch Man. Mr. Pickles, no clue. Hot Package. Oh my gosh. Tim and Eric's bedtime stories. I don't know. I feel like all of the different Tim and Eric shows, I don't know the difference between them. You know what I mean? Like it's just a Tim and Eric show. It's just another one. So I didn't like watch them. I just see clips. Except for Tom Goes to the Bear. King Star King, no clue what this is. Rick and Morty came out in 2013. Holy macaroni, dude. Sheesh. Space Dandy. People really like Space Dandy. I've not seen it, but I know what kind of a show it's like. Naruto Shippuden. Did I say that right? Naruto Shippuden. I feel like I said Naruto wrong. Roll it back. Oh, they got Samurai Jack. This is already a Cartoon Network show, just anyway. But I guess they put it over there. Blue Exorcist. I think people like this show. Black Lagoon. Also another popular anime. Oh, that's right. Attack on Titan did air on Adult Swim. That's cool. Attack on Titan is quite good. And now it's over, so you can just watch all of it and not have years to wait in between. Beware the Batman. I don't know what this is. Originally on Cartoon Network, the remaining episodes aired on Adult Swim before getting written off. What do you mean written off? What does that mean? Black Jesus. Gurren Lagann. This show's quite good also. I didn't realize this was on Adult Swim. I had no idea. I feel like so. I at some point near here, I stopped having cable, and I still currently don't have cable. So I just missed a lot of these shows. Hellsing Ultimate. People really like Hellsing. Mike Tyson Mysteries. I am told that this show is quite good. But I've never seen it. Dragon Ball Z Kai. Just another one. Sit down, shut up. I won't. You can't make me. Unsupervised. Ooh, Kill la Kill. Kill la Kill rules. This show is excellent. Check out Kill la Kill if you're an adult. Probably not if you're a minor. This might be a little too adult for you if you're a minor. Fish Center later became a segment on Williams' stream. Oh, okay. The Jack and Triumph Show. The Insult Comedy Dog? Maybe. Michiko and Hachin? No clue. Akame ga Kill. I don't know what this is, but I've seen this name a lot, but I don't know. I can't put any characters to what this anime might be. Parasite the Maxim. Is this the one where he gets like an alien on his finger? Because I haven't seen that, but I want to. Neon Joe Werewolf Hunter. They're really going all in on the anime, probably because of how good Sword Art did. You can see the trends, right? Because like, where was Sword Art was here in 2013, so they just bought up a ton of anime, and this was before streaming. So this was it. This was your option. Well, it wasn't before streaming technically, but it was before it got popular. It was like kind of in that middle time. Where was I? Neon Joe Werewolf Hunter, no idea. Full Frontal with Samantha Bee. TBS series one-off airing as a sneak peek. Okay. Dimension W. Oh, they aired Hunter x Hunter. Oh, that's nice. This is the new Hunter x Hunter. I don't remember because there's like the 2011 Hunter x Hunter, and I think there's like 99 Hunter x Hunter, but this is the new one, and it still had to end because they ran out of manga. The writer has like chronic health issues or something like that, tragically. So it's still not finished, but it's been going for like 20 years. This has some of the best world building you'll ever see. So give it a shot, I say. Mobile Suit Gundam Iron Blooded Orphans. Whoa. A show called Decker. Is that Tim Heidecker? Oh, hi Decker. Probably that's correct. Wrecked. Okay. Oh, here it is. So they put his name in the title, so that helps. But it's Brad Neely's Hargnolin Sclopio Pipio, and this was a show that was just skits. And since the name is so hard to remember, I don't feel like. Well, maybe I'm wrong. I mean, I guess it was airing for 4 years. I don't know if that means it was new episodes or what, but like, I feel like I liked the show, but I felt like it wasn't that likable a show, but like I'm a diehard Brad Neely fan, so I was like, yeah, I get it, I understand. But it was just sort of hard to hold on to anything. It didn't have um well, I don't know. I don't really remember. I don't feel like it had like recurring characters or anything like that. Whereas the other show, China, Illinois, was about all these fun characters. It was like a character show. So like even though it was the same kind of aesthetic, they were very different kinds of things. Um, so it was difficult because like his original cartoons that he made, or they weren't really cartoons, but his original videos that he made were those were all the people in China, Illinois, right? So he kind of there was a basis. They were kind of established, and then I don't really know what happened. They gave him another show, or he pitched this show, and he was like, I don't know, we'll just name it this. Here we go, One Punch Man. People really really like One Punch Man, and I think that it's just okay. Um, but it's also, I feel like, a better anime for people that aren't already like into anime in a big way. Because this got like outside of the anime bubble attention. You got like people on talk shows talking about One Punch Man. It's crazy. Daytime Fighting League. No clue. Extreme Dollar. No. $1 Million Extreme presents World Peace. Very good. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure aired on Adult Swim, I guess. Seasons 1 through 4 moved to Netflix for season 5. Oh, interesting. I've seen only 3 seasons of JoJo, and I liked it, but I just stopped for no reason. I'm sorry. Dream Corp LLC. Okay. John Glazer loves gear. Okay. Super Mansion. Okay. Dragon Ball Super. Okay. Mobile Suit Gundam Unicorn Re 0096. A Gundam show. William Stream. I don't know what this is. Discontinued following layoffs. Oh god, that resulted in the cancellation of the Adult Swim streams. Oh no. Sand Whale and Me. It just says one word, micro series. That's not that helpful. Um it aired for less than 1 month. Tokyo Ghoul. People really like Tokyo Ghoul. Um I got through 6 episodes of the anime and decided that I thought it was not good. For me anyway. It started off very cool, and then immediately it got like ridiculous. The tone shifted very, very quickly. Um, and I kind of couldn't heck with that. We got Lupin the Third Part 4. I don't know what happened to the first 3 parts, but here we are. Apollo Gauntlet, no idea. The Jellies, no clue. Black Clover. I feel like this show is bad, but it is a shonen that people like. But I think that it's bad. But I've never seen it, so I'm basing that off of nothing. Tender Touches. Hot Streets. Final Space. Ball Masters 9009. Oh, My Hero Academia. I didn't know that was on Adult Swim. That's fun. I like My Hero. They're about to end. There's spoilers happening everywhere. I hate it. Um, Tig Tone and The Shivering Truth. That looks scary. What the heck? What's going on there? Joe Pera talks with you. I don't know who Joe Pera is. I'm sorry. Pop Team Epic. This is older than 2018, surely. I've never seen Pop Team Epic, but um, you've definitely seen the characters online. It's like I don't even really know how to describe them. They're just like 2 little anime girls in like a very simple It doesn't really look like anime even. It just kind of looks like if the Japanese were trying to emulate like an American cartoon, it kind of looks like that. And they're rude and crude, and they give a middle finger, and that's like all I know about it. It's probably very funny. Mostly for millennials. Original pilot, the best of totally 14s. What? Okay. Boruto. Naruto Next Generations. They made a show about Naruto's dad as a sequel to Boruto, which is the only show, the original show. Ooh, Mob Psycho 100 rules. I've only seen the first season, but ooh, baby, this show kicked butt. I need to watch the seasons 2 and 3. Adult Swim Smalls. I don't know. Megalobox was on Adult Swim. Yo, if you like the aesthetic of, I'm not going to scroll all the way back to the beginning. Of like Cowboy Bebop and Trigun. This show emulates that, but it's about like future boxing. This show rules, and it's probably on Crunchyroll. You should watch it. Tropical Cop Tales, no clue. Adventure Time, interesting. Uh oh, Gemuseto, maybe. This picture says Machu Picchu, but this says Gemuseto. Who could I believe? Lazor Wolf. That looks interesting. The Promised Neverland. All right. Tragically, season 1 of this show, some of the best TV you'll ever watch. I don't know why they pooped on the bed so terribly with season 2, which is the final season, when this could have been a show that had 5 seasons that had lots of fun things happening. But they decided to jam I want to say, okay, I think the first season of the show covered something like the first 30 or 35 issues of the manga, and there was like getting almost 200 issues. So season 2 jammed, 170, 150 issues of manga into 12 more episodes. So you can imagine how poorly that went. Lupin the Third Part 5 came out on my birthday, 2019. Food Wars. Ooh, Food Wars is a show that I don't need to explain. You probably know what Food Wars is about. Is this a different show? Is this a second show? Shokugeki no Soma? I don't know. I'm not sure if there's 2 Food Wars shows or not. Mobile Suit Gundam, The Origin, Advent of the Red Comet. No idea. I'm so glad that there are so many Gundam shows, but man, I don't know. It's too much for me. It's overwhelming. Fire Force. I really want to watch Fire Force. Genlock. This was on TV? This was a Rooster Teeth show. And it had the girl from Game of Thrones as a voice actress in it. But I've never heard a living human being talk about this show in real life, so I don't know what happened here. It seemed like a cool premise, but I've never heard anybody talk about this show. Did you watch this show? Tell me in the comments. Dr. Stone is quite good. I like Dr. Stone a lot. It's about science. It's a science boy and an apocalypse. Jendy Tartakovsky's Primal. Apparently this is a show about a caveman and a dinosaur and they're best friends, and there's no talking. It seems pretty cool. Demon Slayer. Ooh, baby, this is one of the best shows. This is one of the best anime out right now, I gotta tell you. Mama Named Me Sheriff. I'm seeing a lot less of these silly shows like this. Like, Adult Swim is really trying to get out of the sort of stoner comedy arc. Spin-off sequel series to Mr. Pickles. What is that? 3 Busy Debras. Except I was just wrong immediately, because here's 3 Busy Debras, whatever that is. This is a show called Beef House. Oh, that's Tim and Eric. Okay. Beef House. Oh, wait a minute. This is like the fake sitcom. I think I've seen an episode of this. I think. Maybe. It's like the laugh track sitcom Beef House, but it's Tim and Eric comedy. This show's just called YOLO. I guess this is still airing. I've never heard of this show. J.J. Villard's Fairy Tales. I don't know who J.J. Villard is. Smiling Friends. Oh, I guess for the first episode of Smiling Friends technically was 2020. And that serves the pilot. So season 1 has 9 episodes because they got an extra episode, but it seems like seasons of Smiling Friends are only 8 episodes somehow. Smiling Friends, ooh baby. Look at this glep I got on me. He's up there. Hi. Did you see him until now? Assassination Classroom is a pretty interesting one. I watched a lot of it, but I didn't finish this show. It's about an alien who blew up the moon. SSSS Gridman. Cosmo Samurai. I don't know if I pronounce the S's wrong. Don't tell me. I don't know. I don't care. Bird Girl, the superhero. Tuca and Birdie. Oh, I thought this was a Netflix show. Oh, I guess it was originally a Netflix series, moved to Adult Swim for seasons 2 and 3. People really liked this show. I've never seen it though. Um, Yashahime, Princess Half Demon. This is a sequel show to Inuyasha, and I think tragically, I think we were all very excited about this show, but I think it wasn't very good. I think it wasn't very interesting. I think my wife and I tried to watch it a couple episodes, but we just like didn't care. And it doesn't look like it. I don't know if it's still going, but ooh, um, it wasn't offensive or anything. I just don't think it was very fun. The Harley Quinn show. Okay, this show is so funny. This is the show I was talking about. I didn't know it was on Adult Swim too. But yeah, you got to see the show. It's on the Max app. Just get Max. Max. I hate. Okay, listen. Tangent. I definitely do hate that how you say that all the platforms, all the streaming platforms are so splintered. I don't want to buy. I feel like I've had a Netflix subscription, a Hulu subscription, and a Crunchyroll subscription for a very long time, and that's three things, and it doesn't cost that. It's still significantly cheaper than like cable, which is like $100 a month or whatever. But and so the idea of like tacking on more, and I know they got bundles now or like whatever, but I don't care. Um, I I think the HBO app is like they're not. This is obviously not sponsored. I don't care, but they have a lot of good stuff on the Max app. They got Game of Thrones. They got a lot of these good animated shows. There's been some controversy with what they've done with some of their animated shows, which I definitely hate. Um, but their library of content is like extremely good in my opinion. I feel like I was just sort of talking about this a while back, and I was shocked. But this is one of the funniest shows I've ever seen. Harley Quinn, forget about it. It's so funny. Um, Fina, Pirate Princess, no clue. Teenage Euthanasia, oh, no clue. Blade Runner, Black Lotus, whoa, no idea. Made in Abyss is really cool. It's got quite a lot of sort of extremely questionable things in it. So buyer beware. But the core idea of the show, the main things that are happening are like excellent. Shenmue the animation, I didn't know that this existed. Um, People really feel ways about Shenmue, but I don't think that it's good. I don't think that it's even if you like it, I think you like it in spite of that it's bad. Lupin the Third Part 6. What is happening here? Can somebody actually tell me what's going on with this? Why is Lupin broken into so many parts? Is that just like what they call their seasons? Like, what is this? This only aired for less than a year. What's going on? Housing Complex C. I feel like I watched a clip of this on like Instagram or something the other day. Royal Crackers. Uh-oh. Ambient Swim. Uh-oh. Unicorn. Warriors Eternal. My Adventures with Superman. Oh, is this the new Superman show? I've heard this is good. Also aired on Cartoon Network as part of Acme Night. Oh, okay. We must be nearing the end here. Oh, look at these. Okay, so 10-year-old Tom, I don't know what that is. But look at all they brought back all the old cartoons. They got Dexter's Laboratory, Ed, Edd n Eddy, The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, and Courage the Cowardly Dog. These are all just regular kid cartoons that they have put on Adult Swim, I guess. They're classics now. Grim and Evil aired in place of an episode of The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. No idea what this is. Very Scary People. Forensics Files 2. HLN series aired by mistake. What? I want to know more about that. We got more classics. Cow and Chicken. I Am Weasel. I didn't like these shows at all. I thought I Am Weasel was alright, but Cow and Chicken, bleh, I hated that. Evil Con Carne. I'm unfamiliar with that. Licorice Recoil. I've been told that I should watch this, but I have not done so, and that's the end of the story. Ninja Kamui. Yeah, we're in 2024 now. We're almost caught up. Zom 100, Bucket List of the Dead. I watched the first half of this show, and then it went on a pretty long hiatus, and I haven't finished the second half. But this show is really well made, and I'm pretty. I feel like I kind of want to wait now until a second season is announced because I don't want to watch it, get to the end of season one, and then there's no more show. You know what I mean? And no, I don't want to read the manga. I mean, I do, but I won't. Sailor Moon, the Viz dub, originally aired in the Deke Cloverway dub and Cartoon Network, part of Toonami Rewind. Because the Deke was the original dub where her name was Serena. But then I think the Viz dub is what's on streaming now, I believe, where she is correctly named Usagi. But it's funny. I don't know if this is in the Deke dub or not. We watched a bunch of it, or in the Viz dub. I mean, we watched a bunch of it, right before the pandemic hit. We were trying to watch with our friend, all of Sailor Moon, but then the pandemic happened. The big old pepperoni happened, and we couldn't do it. So I don't remember, but in the Deke version, it was very Americanized, and so no, I think it is. I'm pretty sure in the current available dub, like her little hair buns, they just as mockingly they'll just call her Bunhead, but in the Deke version they call her Meatball Head. And that happens all the time. Like the I don't remember what his name is, but the guy that just is Tuxedo Mask. I don't remember what his human boy name is, but he calls her Meatball Head all the time, and it's very silly because, like, I guess they're the right shape. Cyclops, I don't know what that is. What a cartoon! Oh, whoa, that's crazy. This was a show that had a lot of like pilots of other cartoons, I think, and they would just air them. This seems so wild that this existed. This is this is an old boy, and Johnny Bravo. Johnny Bravo was a macho man who was very bad at dating women, but that's all he wanted to do. Rick and Morty, the anime. This says that this show has aired, but I don't think that that's. Oh, actually. Oh, this must be in the time. Okay, I'm recording this on August 8th, 2024. So it's actually coming out in 8 days. So that's cool because I'm actually excited about this show. Uzumaki, this is the Junji Ito show. And they've made other, I think. Yeah, this is the Spiral one. Maybe I'm confused. Maybe I'm confusing two things, but they made a Junji Ito anime within the last 5 years, I think. And it was pretty universally hated, but what I've seen of this, the trailers for this make it look like really solid. I hope, I think. So fingers crossed. The animation is like way stepped up. And then it looks like our last show is Invincible Fight Girl, Adult Swim series originally planned for Cartoon Network. I don't know what that is. I guess it's not out yet. And that's it, babies. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. We got a shorter one this week. Still almost an hour, though. I had a much shorter list pulled up previously, but then I was looking at it and I realized, like, this doesn't have all of them. This is missing quite a few shows. So I'm glad this robust list existed with pictures, because I don't like to do them without the pictures. I want y'all to... Maybe y'all are just listening in the background, but I like there to be some sort of picture, some sort of visual something, you know what I mean? I love you all to pieces. If you had a good time, please give this video a like, subscribe if you haven't, tell your friends what's your favorite, tell me, your friend Comfy, what your favorite Adult Swim show is, and why isn't it China, Illinois, or the Venture Brothers? Tell me, please. Tell me. I'll wait. Leave a comment. I'll wait. I'm waiting. The video's about to end, but like I'll be sitting in my chair waiting for you to leave a comment. So don't leave me hanging. Bye bye.